to do is we are trying to change the narrative of domestic violence to go from it being a gendered problem to it being a behavioral problem. Unfortunately, people think oh violence मतलब दो थप्पड़ लगा दिए तो violence हो गया. That is not true. तो आज भी आपसे हंस के पूछो तो आप बोलेंगे हाँ मेरी मम्मी ने बेलन मारा था. अच्छा ये violence नहीं है कि आपको एक बार बेलन मार दिया, लेकिन अगर रिपीटेडली होता रहे एंड ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम होता रहे, जैसे लड़कों से कहा जाता है कि बेटा तुम ही हमारे श्रवण को मारो, तुम ही को दुनिया में सब कुछ करना है हमारे लिए. सिमिलरली गर्ल्स आर टोल्ड आप एडजस्ट करो. सो अब सोसाइटी थोड़ा थोड़ा इक्विटेबिलिटी की तरफ बढ़ रही है. जब तक आप डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस एज अ सब्जेक्ट नहीं समझेंगे तब तक trying to sensitize also is a waste of time. That there are good and bad men and there are good and bad women, right? And you are destroying generations after generations. जो बच्चा अपने घर में वायलेंस देखेगा वो वायलेंस ही सीखेगा.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Rising Tides, where we talk about the change makers, the people who are making a strong impact on the society. With me, Himanshu Tyagi. Today we have with us a social entrepreneur, human rights activist, gender-based violence specialist, whose work in supporting survivors of domestic violence and abuse goes beyond admiration. The very determined and the very helpful Ekta Vivek Verma. So let's start with the first question, Ekta ji. Tell us something about yourself. What are you currently doing and how has 2023 been for you?
Okay. So I have founded an organization called Invisible Scars Foundation. We work with survivors of gender-based violence. We focus on three areas. One is domestic violence and abuse. The second is sexual harassment at workplace. And the third is rape culture. So rape culture essentially means working on the society in which we are working and that mindset to sort of change it and make it safer for women to be in. As part of our domestic violence and abuse and sexual harassment at workplace, we work with all genders. So we work with women, of course, because they face the larger impact of these crimes. But we work with men, we work with trans people as well, and children as well. If there are children who are stuck in a relationship where their parents are abusive and not towards them, even towards each other. So that essentially, section of kids, they get lost in the whole equation. Nobody cares about them. And elderly people. So all ages, all genders that we work towards. How has 2023 been? It has been a very exciting year. 2023 is when we finally registered the NGO as a Section 8 company. Now, what had happened is we were working in this field for almost 7 years, but the thought of registering was a bit overwhelming because it meant a lot of documentation and time taking and things like that. But we've been lucky. We have, I don't know if it's appropriate to say we've been lucky, but we've been able to help close to 3,500 people. So when I say we, I mean me as an individual. And the other day I was doing the math, so it comes to almost 1.5 people per day, if I was working for 7 years. So it actually, there were days where I've spoken to 3 or 4 people, trying to support them through domestic abuse situations. And of course, sexual harassment and workplace is all corporate. But what happened in 2023, see, we are trying as Invisible Scars Foundation. I have a lot of volunteers that help us in our work. And what we are trying to do is we are trying to change the narrative of domestic violence to go from it being a gendered problem to it being a behavioral problem. We want to see a shift in that narrative. So even if you visit our content, which is posted everywhere on social media, you will see that we try as much as possible to keep our content gender neutral. So now if you're a woman reading it, you will be able to comprehend it. If you're a man reading it, you'll be able to comprehend it. Whether you're a trans person facing abuse, you'd be able to comprehend it. So whatever age or gender you are, it probably would, sort of align with you if you are facing that. Leading to the bigger issue that we realize that a lot of workplaces do not have a domestic violence policy. Now the state resources are far and few, as you know. Some of them are available for women, but for men and for trans people, there's literally nothing in terms of formal help from the state. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to promote something which is known as a workplace domestic violence policy. And we actually signed up a very big company to be their implementation partner for I mean, it won't be the first workplace domestic violence policy. It'll probably be the second in the country. And the first was done by Hindustan Unilever, and that has nothing to do with us. They've done it on their own. But we could use that example to go to other organizations and say, look, when you implement a domestic violence policy, you take the burden of the state. Your employees become happier because they feel safe coming to work, because they know that, if I require legal aid or I need mental health aid or I need some money at that given point of time, my company will support me because they have a policy in place, right? So we achieved that in 2023. It has been one of our big achievements. A workplace domestic violence policy in the West is a common thing, but in India, not so common. And we are hoping that we continue with other big companies as well, and people reach out to us so that not only does it, create a gender neutral narrative, it also creates an ecosystem which is available for help, taking the burden of the state. We can give better facilities. Also, we become a safer workplace. If you help someone who's facing abuse, and they are more likely to be more loyal employees because you would have helped them in their time of need. And so if for us it was like a big achievement.
So Ekta ji, talking about Invisible Scars Foundation,
right,
how does the foundation go about raising awareness or conducting training programs on these issues?
Okay, so it's very, very simple. When we started off as a Facebook community for women. That was more a safe space to, because when you talk about domestic violence, there is a whole lot of stereotypes that we have, myths that are perpetuated, in the society. One of those is that only a certain section of women face domestic violence, and it is not a problem that happens in middle class or upper middle class homes. And we realize that that is not the case. There are enough homes in which it happens. It's a crime which is very insidious, and unfortunately people think, oh, violence matlab do thappad laga diye to violence ho gaya. That is not true. There is a lot of emotional abuse, economic abuse, there is sexual abuse. Of course, physical violence तो एक तरीके का abuse है ही. So all of these are also covered by our law, which is the Domestic Violence Act of 2005. So when it comes to raising awareness, तो हमने क्योंकि community से start किया, तो we already have a few invested people there. So when we started to help people, people started to like what we were doing, the way we were helping, and so word of mouth spread हुआ. Then some people reach out to us. हम भी reach out करते हैं अगर हमें लगता है कोई community है that requires some sensitization. We'll be happy to reach out to them. So it works both ways. A lot of people have reached to us through social media. Has been one of our biggest ways in which people have reached out to us to do awareness sessions. So we do it in communities. We've done it in communities where doctors are part of the community, obstetricians and gynecologists, because they're a lot of times the first line of contact for a victim. We've done it with NRI communities in the US, in UK. We have done it for several people. Anyone who reaches out to us, we're more than happy to do sensitization. Our sensitization has been on domestic violence and abuse, a lot of it. We put out content every single day, except a Sunday. If you go to any of our social media pages, you will find a whole lot of content that we have shared. Very simple, easy to access content, easily understandable content in the form of 30-40 second videos, chote posts and all of that. And that is one of the ways. And of course, word of mouth is. I hope I answered your question.
Absolutely, you did. So you just mentioned about the domestic violence law of 2005. Yes, so as per we are already running in 2024, and when we talk about our laws and the constitution, there's so many laws that are there. And if we've spoken to lawyers in different fields, and we've spoken to so many people, everywhere something which is common is that people say that these laws need to be amended. they need to be updated and upgraded as per the current scenario. And this is in every section, every department. I can say I've spoken to so many people, everyone says this. So is it the same in your case as well, that the human rights law of 2005, does it need to be updated and upgraded as per the current scenario?
So the Domestic Violence Act of 2005, as it states, is from 2005, and we are in 2020. We are in 2024, right? The society has evolved, right? We have more people coming out. See, there were initially, when this law was made, dowry was a very big issue, right? So cruelty because of dowry was a very massive issue, which is why this law came up, right? Then there was some recognition that yes, emotional abuse also happens, economic abuse also happens. And now so much time has passed. We also know that women are becoming more empowered. Women are starting to speak up, right? So when women are starting to speak up, they are becoming economically empowered. So men also have started to feel the pressure, right? There is a lot of family abuse that exists in India. You know, we have a very emotionally abusive way of raising children. It's unfortunate, but it's true. So there is a lot of parental burden and, physical violence and things like that. And it will take generations to unlearn all of this, right? Because we've been raised. So आज भी आपसे हंस के पूछो तो आप बोलेंगे हाँ मेरी मम्मी ने बेलन मारा था, right? So we don't interpret it as violence, but अब अच्छा ये वायलेंस नहीं है कि आपको एक बार बेलन मार दिया, लेकिन अगर रिपीटेडली होता रहे एंड ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम होता रहे, या वन पेरेंट इज हिटिंग अ चाइल्ड और पुटिंग सो मच बर्डन ऑन द चाइल्ड, जैसे लड़कों से कहा जाता है कि बेटा तुम ही हमारे श्रवण को मारो, तुम ही को दुनिया में सब कुछ करना है हमारे लिए. तो अ सन ग्रोज अप थिंकिंग कि मुझे को सब कुछ करना है. सो वो अपने सारे सपने छोड़ करके ही डज वट एवर ही इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू डू. सिमिलरली गर्ल्स आर टोल्ड आप एडजस्ट करो. सो अब सोसाइटी थोड़ा थोड़ा इक्विटेबिलिटी की तरफ बढ़ रही है. तो अब जब इक्विटेबिलिटी की तरफ बढ़ रही है तो नेचुरली लॉज, आई थिंक लॉज अमेंड तो करना एक चीज है. देयर शुड बी एडिशंस टू द लॉ. सो द डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस एक्ट फॉर एग्जांपल इज अ women centric law, right? Now we can add other parts to the law, not keep it only women centric. So what will happen if a man is facing abuse? So we have male survivors of abuse as well, who reach out to us and they go through the same exact emotions that a woman goes through, right? तो ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ different है. Family violence के बारे में हम बात नहीं करते हैं. Sibling violence, children violence, elderly parents का violence towards them or from them. So we don't discuss all of these things. हमारे यहाँ बड़ी आदत है हर चीज को कार्पेट के अंडर स्वीप कर देने का. तो आई थिंक ईच ऑफ दीज फैक्टर्स शुड बी कंसिडर्ड. सोसाइटी इवॉल्व हो रही है, बिना लॉज इवॉल्व हुए सोसाइटी अकेले इवॉल्व होके कुछ नहीं होगा if we are still using archaic methods of sorting out issues. Also, one of the things that we don't use too much is legal mediation. We should look at out of court ways to settle. These are human relationships. ये कोई कोर्ट से बंधे हुए relationships नहीं है. तो अगर human relationships है तो mediation को भी promote करना चाहिए, right? So there are a lot of changes that need to happen. The legal community needs to come together for this. We are more than happy to do a sensitization session. If a legal community anyone watches this interview, reaches out to us and says, please do a sensitization session. क्योंकि जब तक आप domestic violence as a subject नहीं समझेंगे, तब तक trying to sensitize also is a waste of time. So it works both ways. But yes, there have to be some amendments, some additions. Digital abuse has become a huge form of abuse. ऐसा भी देखा गया है कि कुछ रिश्तों में a man has been live streaming his intimate moments with his wife for the past 2 years on Facebook. तो इस तरह की चीजें अब होने लग गई है. डिजिटल मीडिया यूज करके अब्यूज होने लग गया है, right? So a lot of these things need to be added. There are so many factors that have become newer in society as we evolve. For example, we have trans people now, we have members of the LGBTQ community. तो same sex relationship भी उसी relationships तो relationships ही होते हैं. They follow all the same. तो जब तक हम वो narrative देखिए, अभी क्या problem है कि अभी आप कहिए domestic violence, immediately everybody thinks a woman is facing it, right? तो immediately men become defensive कि नहीं हमने तो कुछ नहीं किया. So you will see hashtags like not all men and things like that. We I think it's a given that there are good and bad men and there are good and bad women, right? So we have to come to a space where we discuss domestic violence and abuse as a behavioral issue. Behavior problem hai. It could be due to a mental health condition. It could be due to someone facing childhood abuse in their homes, normalizing the abuse. बहुत सारी वजहें हैं domestic violence और abuse की, कोई एक कारण नहीं है, right? Of course, dowry is a social evil, which is, despite the Dowry Prohibition Act in 1960, we still have dowry. फेस चेंज हो गया है डाउरी का, सो वी हैव टू मूव beyond, and I think the law and policies like the domestic violence policy will bring in some change in the ecosystem. बस हम ये चाहते हैं कि जब तक हम रहे तब तक वो changes कुछ थोड़े बहुत visible हो जाएं society में, so we have a more equitable society both for women and for men.
Right. We also hope that it reaches the right people and some necessary action is taken on the same. So as you were just talking about the impact and the changes in the society, so the foundation is in action since 2016. So how and in what ways has it made a positive impact? And please help us with some key success metrics on the same.
Okay. So the foundation was registered in 2023, and that's how it became a foundation. Before that, right, it was just an initiative called Invisible Scars. Right. Like I said, it was started as a safe space. So we have close to 3,000 members. It's a women-only group. We have a male group, but we've tried to find men who can run it. Unfortunately, men only group hai, to main nahi run kar sakti hu usko. We need men, and we also need sensitive men. We can't have anybody just running the group. We are more than happy to welcome a male, a male admin to our organization. We work with volunteers. So अभी जो भी success metrics हैं, they are mine and mine alone, if I were to say, because I've been the whole soul till now, but now we are beginning to expand. तो जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया, आज की डेट में भी मेरा ऑफिस, मेरा डाइनिंग टेबल है. I did not build up any infrastructure because A, I didn't have the money, B, I don't believe that too much of infrastructure is required. But I have been able to help close to 3,500 people directly. ये तो मैं direct बात कर रही हूँ. And I have been able to help people from 64 cities across the country, 12 countries. So जहाँ भी आप हैं, अगर आप Indian हैं, and if you reach out to us, we attempt to help you with whatever resources we can help you with that are existing in your current situation. So when an NRI say reaches out to us, फिर हम जाकर के ढूंढते हैं कि who is the right person who can help them. If there's a fellow NGO or there's a citizen who's based, Indian citizen in that country, we get information, we help them, we direct them to the National Commission for Women, we direct them to the right state resources, we help them document their cases. तो बहुत कुछ करते हैं. तो एक लैपटॉप पे अपने घर पे बैठे बैठे इतना तो मैंने अकेले कर लिया. तो मैं सोचती हूँ कि यदि मुझे और लोगों का हेल्प मिले, if I find more people to support me, more people who are willing to come up as team members. Right now we don't have the ability to pay anyone, we are still looking to raise funds. We want to use technology, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि आज की डेट में if you're not using technology, you will become redundant very soon. So it is very critical that we use technology, we use human intervention and technology का combination to reach out to people. It shouldn't be me alone. नहीं तो कुछ दिन के बाद ये होगा कि मैं ही bottleneck हो जाऊंगी अपने पूरे काम का. And because in a day I can't talk to 3 people I talk to in a day और मैं थक जाती हूँ. I'm human, right, at the end of the day. तो मेरे लिए possible नहीं है कि मैं अकेले इसको run करूँ. I am looking for people who can collaborate with us. We are growing. We registered last year. And any help, and our entire POSH work is what I do commercially. So I do the POSH work commercially, and whatever we raise through POSH work goes into the foundation. So पूरा पैसा goes into the foundation. So I am very lucky because I have a husband who supports me. तो मुझे दाल रोटी की चिंता नहीं करनी पड़ती है. तो मुझे ये नहीं है कि मैं कल की रोटी कहाँ से खाऊंगी. So thankfully I can, put all my funds into the initiative itself. But yes, we are looking out for collaborations, everything. But the key metrics is, like I said, the ability to help people. If one person can do this, imagine if we were an ecosystem of people, हम क्या कुछ नहीं कर पाते.
बिल्कुल सही बात है, बिल्कुल सही बात है. So, Ekta ji, the last thing that I'd like to talk on is any message that you would like to give to our viewers through us.
Yes, absolutely. I think that we should now start looking whenever you come across a case of domestic violence. पहले तो आप उसको घरेलू मामला मत बोलिए. It is not किसी के घर का अंदरूनी मामला. If it is happening somewhere, it is a crime. There are laws against it. It's a human rights violation. तो stop shutting your eyes to such situations. यदि आपको नहीं पता कि उसको escalate कैसे करना है, report कैसे करना है, तो reach out to any NGO that you want to reach out to. आसपास जो भी है, आप किसी एनजीओ से बात करिए. प्रोवाइड अ सर्वाइवर विद सपोर्ट. आप सबसे पहले अपने से शुरू कर सकते हैं, राइट? तो आपकी विसिनिटी में जो है, आप उनको हेल्प कर सकते हैं. आप उनसे पूछिए पहले कि आपको हेल्प चाहिए कि नहीं. अब सबको हेल्प भी नहीं चाहिए होती है. सपोज आई एम एबल टू मैनेज इट ऑन माई ओन, देन आई डोंट नीड एनी हेल्प, राइट? सो आप पूछिए लोगों से कि आपको मदद चाहिए, नहीं चाहिए, एंड देन यू सपोर्ट देम. डोंट पुट प्रेशर. वी हैव अ डूज एंड डोंट्स ऑफ हेल्पिंग पीपल. डू नॉट हेल्प पीपल बाय पुटिंग प्रेशर ऑन देम, गिविंग देम टाइमलाइंस. आप उनको बताइए कि ये देखिए आपके पास ऑप्शन है, इस तरीके से आप उन ऑप्शंस को यूज कर सकते हैं. एंड आई थिंक दैट वी नीड more and more men to stand up and become allies, right? ये सच है कि domestic violence and abuse impacts women, a higher number of women, right? It's disproportionate to how much it impacts men, and we don't negate the fact that men also go through it, right? But let us stand together as allies. क्योंकि अगर मेरे घर में मैं अपने बेटे को पाल रही हूँ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, तो आई कैन रेज अ मैन हु इज मोर सेंसिटिव. Correct. And on the other hand, why is it that only men who have sisters or mothers who go through abuse are the ones who are sensitive to abuse, right? So as a society, हमें sensitization build करनी, हमें ये समझना है कि domestic violence is not a war between men and women, which it has become sort of. On social media you can see कि रोज कोई male rights activist औरतों से लड़ रहा है, औरतें उनको गालियां दे रही हैं, वो उनको गालियां दे रहे हैं. We should stop all this. This is nonsense. It is taking away from the fact that it is a real problem that is impacting lives. And when domestic violence impacts one person in a family, it tends to have a ripple effect. It impacts a lot of the other family members, and especially children. सबसे hidden जो इम्पैक्ट आता है वो बच्चों के ऊपर आता है. इमेजिन ग्रोइंग अप इन अ फैमिली जहां मारपीट हो रही है, या वर्बल अब्यूज भी हो रहा है, या किसी तरह का इमोशनल अब्यूज भी हो रहा है. बच्चे बड़े सेंसिटिव होते हैं. दे पिक अप ऑन ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, एंड यू आर डिस्ट्रॉइंग जनरेशंस आफ्टर जनरेशंस. जो बच्चा अपने घर में वायलेंस देखेगा, वो वायलेंस ही सीखेगा. वो नहीं सीखेगा जो आप उसको बता रहे हैं कि बेटा अच्छे बच्चे बनो. वो सीखेगा ही मारपीट करना, या सीखेगी ही. आइदर शी विल लर्न violence or he will learn violence. I'm not putting a gender to the child, but they are the hidden victims of issues like domestic violence. So सबसे पहले अपने आसपास के माहौल को ठीक करिए. दूसरा, खुद को सेंसिटाइज करिए. Anyone who reaches out to us, whether it's a group of men or a group of women, we do gender neutral awareness programs. Please reach out to us. We are more than happy to come to your doorstep and conduct the program for you, right? आजकल तो वर्चुअली अब बहुत इजी हो गया है. सो माय मैसेज इज, लुक अराउंड यू. डोंट डिसमिस. अरे किसी के घर का मामला है, ये तो उनका अंदरूनी मामला है. किसी के मुंह पर दरवाजा मत बंद करिए. आप देखिए आपके आसपास अगर आपको मारपीट की आवाजें सुनाई दे रही है, तो be a little cognizant, see what is happening, try and figure out, but don't help somebody if they don't need it. Help करने के भी कई तरीके होते हैं. You can't force help on anybody. But definitely हमारा मैसेज ये है कि please look at this, because this is a crime that destroys generations together. And when one generation gets impacted, the next is obviously intergenerational trauma बोलते हैं domestic violence का, जो trauma होता है उसको. So I think we have to be more mindful as citizens on crimes like this. A case like Shraddha Walkar should not have happened. The case in Bombay which was parallel to it, ये सब तो नहीं होना चाहिए समाज में. ये तो this is the degradation of our society.
Right, Ekta ji. On that note, we really, really appreciate whatever you are doing for the society. We request our audience that more people, of course, more men as needed by Ekta ji, should join the movement, and whoever can help in any manner should be able to help you. They should come up. We'll obviously take more details from you and share it along the video as well for direct connection. And thank you so much for taking out time for us today. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Ekta ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to the audience, whoever's going to be watching the video.
Thank you for watching this episode of Rising Tides. This is Himanshu Tyagi signing off. We'll be back with more. See you soon.